here are some fun facts about track and field that I guess you guys didn't know or do know.
And you know I'm running back. I want all the noise on the track, running laps. Yeah, like I'm Rod Troy, I'm living fast, switching lanes. Yeah.
So let's start with number one. The oldest Olympic sport is track and field. It was dated back to the ancient Olympic Games back in the 700 BC. That's how far track and field is coming from. It's the oldest Olympic sport. So for all everybody out there who's talking about their sports, just remember track and field is the first and original Olympic sport. That's why track and field is always the last sport on of the Olympics. Number two, uh, typically the fastest man alive is found in our sport. The current fastest man alive is Usain Bolt, 9.58 in the 100 meters, 19.1 in the 200 meters, which is nobody has touched that record. I don't think anybody's gonna touch that record anytime soon. The track and field, there's different distances. So, for example, we have sprint events consist of the 60 meter, 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters. All of these require different type of sprint speed, different type of sprint technique. Right? That's a fun fact. Um, Next one, track and field is the only sport that uses blocks for speed. We have to set our self in a position in the blocks to hit maximum speed as fast as we can. Next one, track and field is the only sport that really and truly does the flying start. The flying start means roll into it and then get out the top speed as fast as you can. Okay, here's a good one. This one is women sprinting. Women sprinting event have been around. So think about this, guys. Women, the first one of the first sports that women were allowed to compete in and started competing in was sprinting, right? And this is dated back to the 1922 Olympic. 1928 Olympic Games was when women started competing. And fun fact, they were only able to compete in the 800 meters. And that changed in 1932 when they were allowed to compete in the 100 and the 200. And now we have some of the fastest women alive running today. And as a matter of fact, we're in Jamaica at the National Stadium. Show them the National Stadium, Alex. Show them the National Stadium. So it's across that wall over there, where some of the greatest athletes of all time compete. That is number 7. That is number 6. Number 7. Our sport is the only sport where we do heats, right? So you have a heat, semi, and a final. So it's not just a straight final or championship. We have heat, so you have to make it from round 1 to round 2. Then you get a chance to run the final. All right, next one. Track and field is we invented or came up with sprint drills. Every other sport implement our drills, but it came from track and field. We are the owners of sprint drills. And sprint drills include the A skip to B skip. We can keep going on and on. High knees, butt kicks, straight leg bound, bed knee bound. It all came from track and field. The mother and father of all sports. All right, next one is wind assisted. In track and field, if there's wind in front of you or wind behind you, it can affect how fast you run. So for example, you will have guys who run at 9-7 seconds, but if it's wind aided, it doesn't count. You got crazy wind. All right, another one here is famous rivalries. We could go on and on for days. I can name a few. So let's think about Let's think about Jesse Owens versus Larry Sidney. Let's think about Usain Bolt versus Justin Gatlin, and we could go on and on for this. There's famous rivalries in track and field. Think about any other sport, right? There is no two-person going head-to-head against each other unless it's boxing or anyone other this sport. I'm talking about like real raw speed rivalry. Track and field is where it's at. Sprint relays. That's another thing that's unique to track and field. We have the 4x1 relays, 4x2 relays, 4x4 relays. But fun fact, guys, back in the day, it only used to be the 4x1 and the 4x4. Right? That's another fun fact. They just now introduced, years now they introduced 4x2. Now they even have mixed relays where you could have male and female on the same team. That's how much our sport has grown. Right? Next one here, the current thing. When we think about Olympic records, track and field is one of the sports that highlight Olympic records. When you think about an Olympic record, you're not thinking about soccer or cricket or one of those sports. You're thinking about sprinting. So when we're thinking about Olympic records and world records, track and field actually highlight that domain more than everybody else. So those are just some fun facts. I just thought I would share that with my athletes. So if you guys are new to the YouTube channel, remember to like and subscribe. And the reason why I wanted to film this is because I wanted to get a video in because we're in Jamaica. So everybody's looking at me crazy. All the athletes are here. But you know, if you're not crazy, you're not doing nothing right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Ali.
And you know I'm running back. I want all the noise on the track, running laps, yeah. Like I'm Rock Troy, I'm living fast, switching lanes.